So introduction to C language. Now having written algorithms and flowcharts, okay, then to write a program, you should have knowledge of some programming languages. Okay, any one programming language is enough. Okay, so examples of programming languages you can take as C, C++, Java, Python, etc. These are all programming languages. Why we use this programming language? That means if you want to develop any software, we need to know these programming languages. Using any one of these programming languages, you can develop a software. Okay, so for application development, that is called as application development, we should have the knowledge of programming languages. So as a first course in your first year engineering, okay, so you will be introduced to this first programming language, that is C. Okay, so what is C? C is a programming language. No doubt C is a programming language. Okay, so who developed this C? A person called as Dennis Ritchie. Okay, so Dennis Ritchie developed this C language in the year 1972. Okay, so at that time he was working at AT&T Bell Labs in USA. Okay, so in America there is a lab like our R&D labs. We have ISRO lab. Okay, so we have DRDO labs. No, so in such a way in US they have AT&T Bell Labs. Okay, he was working at that Bell Labs, and they were working on a uh, project where they want to develop an operating system called as Unix operating system. Okay, so until then there was no Unix operating system. Now they are at that time they are working on this project to develop this Unix operating system. Whatever Linux operating system you are seeing, no, that Linux is a flavor of this Unix operating system only. Okay, so they were working on this project to develop Unix operating system. Okay, so they got some problems while developing this Unix operating system. Okay, so at that time they were using a language called as B language. Okay, before C there was a language called as a B language. Okay, so it's why it is B. Actually, the full form of that B language is BCPL, Basic Combined Programming Language. They were using this BCPL. In short, they call it as a B language. Okay, so using this B language, they were unable to write code for some important things in this Unix operating system. Okay, so that's why what this Dennis Ritchie did is he modified this B language. He modified this B language and named it as a C language, as a successor of a B language. Okay, so B after like a C we get no. So since most of the features are taken from B language, that's why he renamed it as a C language. That's how the name C language was given to this programming language. Clear? This is short story about a C language development. Okay, so here who is the person developed this? Dennis Ritchie. You can find a textbook also with his name. He has written one textbook on C language. That's a very good textbook. Dennis Ritchie. It is available, freely available. You can download and you can go through the textbook also. Okay, right. Now, so first I'll tell you how to write a C program. How to write a C program first. Then what we need to do after writing the program. Okay, those things we'll discuss today. Okay, so first what I do is let me open a notepad here. right? Okay, so these things we discuss now. So here I'll tell you how to write a C program. Okay, right? Now see here. So what you can do is you can open an editor like this. Okay, the first statement that we need to write in the C programming is hash include. Okay, so just listen here why we write all these things. I will explain step by step neatly as we proceed. Okay, so hash include and within the angle brackets, that means less than symbol. Okay, so then you write stdio dot h and close this with a greater than symbol. These are called angle brackets. Okay, so hash include stdio dot h within the angle bracket. This is the first line to be written in any C programming. Okay, so this is called as a header file. We call it as a header file, standard input output header file. Dot h indicates header file. Okay, so after this, the second line to be written is int, then give a space, then main. Okay, so after the main, write the parenthesis. Okay, so these parentheses you need to include here. Okay, so this is called as a definition of main function. Okay, so we are writing the main function. So then after writing int main, then begin the function here with open curly brace. Okay, so you have to follow all the convention as it is. You cannot write a curly brace here. Here only you have to write after the main parenthesis, and then you begin the main with open curly brace here. Okay, so after writing this open curly brace, then here what we do is today we will try to print some message onto the screen. Okay, so to print some message onto the screen, we have a function. Please remember this. This is called as a printf. We have a function called as printf, and followed by these parentheses. Then after that, you have to use semicolon symbol. That means every statement in C should end with semicolon. Like we use full stop no in our English language and Telugu language. Similarly, this is also a language. Okay, so it also follows some grammar. Okay, so that's why this statement should end with a semicolon. Instead of full stop here we use semicolon. Only inside the main statements we use these semicolons, not to the main here, please remember. Okay, so main does not contain semicolon, only the statements present inside the main contains a semicolon. Okay, now this printf is used to print something onto the text. Okay, so today I want to print a welcome message. Okay, and any message if you want to print, that message must be included in double quotation marks. Okay, so here I am writing welcome to C programming. Okay, so simple this message I want to write here. Welcome to C programming. Okay, and begin the double quotes at the beginning of this message and end this double quotes after the message here. Okay, so this is the message. Here the message you can write in lowercase, uppercase, small letters, capital letters, anything you can use here. Combination of them also you can use. Okay, so here I am printing the message in capital letters. Okay, then after writing this printf statement, then finally it should end with a statement called as return space then 0. Okay, then end your C programming with the main function with closing curly brace here. Okay, so this is a simple C program. This is how we write here. Okay, so I'll talk about this return 0 afterwards, but try to remember the last statement before the curly brace should be return and give a space then 0 here. Okay, so this is how we write a C program here. Okay, now just see here. Now I have written such C program here. Welcome to C programming. Okay, so here I used capital letters and small letters with combination also we can use here. Now we discussed about different programming languages. Okay, now whatever program we have written here, it contains English like words like printf, return, main, hash, include, okay, int. All these are English words only. Okay, now the program which we have written is called as high level language program. It is called as a high level language program. But computer does not understand this high level language program. That means computer does not know English, does not understand English. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to convert this high level language program into machine language containing zeros and ones. Containing zeros and ones. Yes or no? Okay, so computer understand only this machine language. That means computer understands only zeros and ones. Anything if you give in the form of zeros and ones, then computer understands that. Okay, so that's why we need to convert this high level language program into machine language. Then who is the person doing that? Compiler is the one. Okay, so this software, compiler, is a software which converts your high level language program into machine level language. Okay, so that is called as compiling the program. That means after writing your program, you should compile your program. You should compile your program. The next step is compiling the program. Okay, so compile the program means checking errors in the program. That means there are any errors in your program. Okay, so what kind of errors you may commit in the program? Say for example, I said at the end of this printf statement or at the end of this return 0, you should use semicolon. This is the rule, grammar. Okay, so if you don't follow that rule, then immediately this compiler checks such kind of errors. This compiler checks such kind of errors. Okay, and gives you the error message. It tells at so and so place you have missed the semicolon. That kind of error it shows. I'll show you. Okay, so if there are no errors in the program, then what it will do, it converts your program into machine language. Two things the compiler is performing. That means when you compiling your program means two things are happening here. That means first thing is the compiler checks whether there are any errors in your program. Okay, if there are any errors, then it reports those errors to you. It gives a report of those errors, at which line you committed a mistake. Okay, so that report is given to you. If there are no errors, then the program will be converted into machine language. That means it creates another file. It creates another file, and that file contains all zeros and ones of your program. That is called executable file. Okay, right. Now see, so we defined a compiler already. Okay, so compiler is a software which converts a high level language program. This is called as source program. Whatever we have written, that is called as a source program, and it converts this source program into machine language program. This is first task. A compiler also performs error checking of the program. Okay, so there are any errors in the program, that is also checked by the compiler. Two things it performs. Okay, so if you take compiler, what is the input to the compiler? Your source program is taken as input to the compiler, and it gives you machine code as output. Okay, this is the job of the compiler. Right. So where to execute this program and where to write this program. Okay. Right. So if you want to execute this in a mobile. Okay. So if most of you are using mobile phones to watch these online classes. Okay. So I'll tell you how to install a C language app and how to execute this program. Okay. Otherwise, if you are having very good internet connection, okay, so you can open a browser here, just like Chrome browser I am opening here. Just see. Okay, so if you want to execute this program and where to write this program. Okay, so I'll tell you how to install a C language app and how to execute this program. Okay, otherwise if you are having very good internet connection, okay, so you can open a browser here, just like Chrome browser I am opening here. Just see. Okay, so you open a web browser, and in Google, if you type just wait. So because here we had a heavy rain yesterday night. Okay, so that's why there is no power now, but I'm using inverter power. Okay, so that's why net is a bit slow. Mobile data I'm using here. Right, okay. So in Google, what you do is you type online C compiler. Okay, so if you type online C compiler, now see here, this first link, whatever you get here, online C compiler, online editor will be there. Okay, online GDB, this one. Okay, so you click on the first link here, onlinegdb.com, then you will get your compiler. No need to install anything. Okay, editor and compiler is available, right? This is your editor, and you can run your program here. Okay, and see here, whatever is written using this forward slash followed by this star, this is called comments. Okay, so these comments are helpful. Who has written this program, who is author of this program, and some information you can pass on using these comments. Don't worry about these comments, keep them as it is. Okay, from here onwards, hash include stdio.h is there. No, from here onwards your program actually starts. Just see here, whatever we have written, it follows the same way. Okay, so here he used hello world here. Now we rename this hello world to welcome to C programming. Okay, so now see, welcome to, you can even modify this program also. Okay, so welcome to C programming. Just see here, welcome to C programming. Okay, now so once you type your program here, okay, see here, from 9th line onwards your program starts here. Okay, right, so please wait here. Right, okay, so once you completed typing, this is called editor. Okay, so where you can type your program. Once you complete typing your program here, now what you can do is, there is a run button at the top, see here with green color, run button. Okay, so if you click on this run button, what it will do is, internally it compiles your program and generates the exe file, and then it executes, it runs that code. Okay, so directly all these things are happening at the background. Okay, so directly your job is to click on this run button. If you click on this run button, now your program will be run at the back end. Okay, then at the bottom, see, you can see the message displayed from your program, welcome to C programming. See here, I have written inside a printf statement a welcome message. Okay, that message will be displayed on the screen, welcome to C programming. Okay, so if you modify this, then that new message will be displayed here. Okay, so welcome, I can say just CSC and CSD students. If I write CSC and CSD students. Okay, so again if I run, then this new message will be displayed. Just see here, now you can see welcome CSC and CSD students. Okay, so that means whatever message we write inside these double quotes, that will be displayed as it is on the screen. Okay, so here the point to be noted, the point to be remembered is, to print a message onto the screen, we use this printf function. Okay, so this one you need to remember. Printf, it is a single word, please remember. Printf is a single word, name of the function here. This is called a function. Okay, so what is function? All those things we'll remember, will discuss in detail, but whenever I am telling some new terms, you should remember them. Okay, and about each term we'll discuss in detail. Please remember, like I said, this is a header file. I'll tell you what is header file, but that by the time we discuss, until then you need to remember this hash include stdio.h is a header file. You should remember. So if you remember, when we discuss about this, then you can recollect this. Okay, then this printf is a single word. There should not be any space, and please remember in C language, if you give unnecessary spaces, it gives error. Okay, now I will show you how error message will be displayed. Okay, so in online compiler, that means if you don't follow the grammar, what is grammar rule? We discussed one rule here. Okay, so all the executable statements, these statements should follow end with a semicolon. Should end with a semicolon. See here, I missed semicolon here. Okay, now what it gives, we'll see here. Now if I run this, now I'll show you what kind of error message. Now see at the bottom screen, you can see inside the function main error expected semicolon before return statement. That means this is the return statement. Okay, so return statement before statement. Okay, so in before statement of return statement, a semicolon is expected. That means you have to look at the statement which is present before return and see whether you missed any semicolon in this statement or not. Yes, I missed it here. So you have to add semicolon here. Okay, that's how it gives the error message here. Even with line number also, even with the line number also, it gives here. Clear? Okay, so correct that error message. Again, if you run, then you will get the correct output from your program. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yeah, do you have any doubts regarding this? Dev C++ app also you can use. Okay, so if you are comfortable with Dev C++ app, you can use. If you know how to use these apps, I am talking about the person who are new to C language. Okay, so my concentration will be the person who doesn't know anything about C language. Okay, so keeping them in mind, I am telling all these things. Okay, so it is very easy. If you use online C compiler, no need to install anything. Only thing is you should have net connection, proper net connection. If you have, you can use this online compiler and you can execute your programs here. Okay. Otherwise, in tomorrow's class, I'll tell you how to install C compiler app is there. Okay, so that C compiler app you can install in your mobile phone. And even without internet connection also, you can execute your programs. You can type and execute your programs in mobiles. Okay, so how many of you have having systems? Systems, either laptop or desktop. Either laptop or desktop. Are you using mobile phones for attending these online classes? Hope many of you are using mobile phones to attend online classes. Am I right? Only mobiles. Okay, but here my suggestion is, being a computer science student, you require a laptop or you require a desktop. Okay, okay, forget about these online classes. I am not talking about these online classes, but because you are all my CSC students and my data science students. Yes or no? Okay, so we are all computer science community. Yes or no? And you are the future software engineers of this country. Okay, so this country is going to expect a lot from you. Okay, so this country requires new artificial intelligence applications for the future generations from you people. Yes or no? Do you have that dream becoming a software engineer, going into a company like TCS, Infosys, IBM? Do you want to visit those companies? Do you want to enter into those companies? Yes, very good. Okay, right. Then when you have such a dream and without a laptop or without a computer, you cannot achieve that dream. Okay, please remember, anyhow, you require a computer, anyhow, you require a laptop. Okay, so you may be thinking that at the time of doing my final year project, I will purchase a computer. Okay, but by that time, all the damage will happen. Okay, so you cannot do anything with that laptop except watching movies. Okay, so my suggestion is better to purchase a laptop or better to purchase a desktop system as early as possible. Okay, because if a computer science student, if he doesn't spend most of his time on computer, okay, then being a CSE students, you cannot get a job of that salary whatever you are expecting. Okay, so it's a waste of taking joining into computer science branch, CSE branch. Okay, so when you have joined in CSE branch, CSD branch, artificial intelligence branch, okay, most of your time you should spend on computer. This is the rule, please remember, because even after getting a job, you are going to spend most of your time with computers only. Okay, so in Infosys, when you get a job or in TCS, what you will do? Immediately after entering into your cabin, you have to open your laptop or you have to open your system. Okay, so that means think that already you got married with a system. Okay, you have to spend your time with your computer only. Most of your time you have to spend on a computer. Okay, so if you spend your time on a computer doing different application developments, then only you can get a good computer job, software job. Okay, so it's a better time to purchase a laptop or a desktop as soon as possible, because if you have a system now, you can do number of C programs on your system. Okay, then you can start writing code for your own problems. Okay, so you have some problems in mind and you want to show answers by using some C code, then you can do that. Okay, so then you will come to know the real flavor, the real beauty of C programming you will come to know when you implement, when you write code on your own for some critical problems. This is how you should proceed in life. Okay, so it's not just opening a mobile, logging into some online class and playing in the ground. Okay, so this kind of mentality you should uh, avoid. Okay, now if you think on those lines, then you will be ending your life. Okay, so your 4 years BTech degree, you end with the second class certificate or even first class certificate, but without any job. Okay, so once you come out without a job from the college, you will be competing with lakhs of students who are coming out from 2 Telugu states. Okay, all the students from Andhra also come to Hyderabad, and all the students from Telangana also they go to Hyderabad. Okay, so now you need to compete with these students. But if you work hard during these 2 3 years, okay, and during your campus placements, if you get a good job, then it will be easy, because when you are attending a campus placement drive, you are competing with only thousands of students. Only thousands of students you are competing. Okay, but if you come out and go to Hyderabad, then there are lakhs of students, and for one job lakhs of students will apply, and you need to compete with them. Just you can imagine how much skill you should have to get a job competing lakhs of students. Okay, so friends, things are not that easy. Don't take life easy. Okay, so there are some practices you have to follow, and if you follow those practices, then definitely you can go out with flying colors from the college, and you can settle in a good job, leading a good life, comfortable life, and you can uh, tell to your parents. Okay, so and they can also feel proud that my son, my daughter got a job of 1 lakh rupees, 50,000 rupees per month in some big companies like Infosys, TCS. Okay, so until then they have not heard about these company names. Okay, but afterwards, once you join, they frequently use these terms. Okay, my daughter joined in TCS, my daughter joined in IBM, my son joined in Wipro. These kind of words they start using. Okay, so it all depends on your performance and skill only. Okay, so the way you develop your skills, then it becomes easy to get a job in those companies. Okay, so it's better to procure a system or a laptop as early as possible. Okay, so depending on your economical conditions, think of whether you can procure immediately or not. Otherwise, make use of the opportunities or resources available around you, and try to develop skill with those. Okay, so don't say that I don't have a laptop, I don't have a system, why should I learn all these things? Okay, okay, I'll write programming when I have a laptop. Okay, don't postpone things in that way. Okay, so if you postpone things, you will get a laptop during your fourth year. By the time everything will be over. Okay, so you cannot do anything. Only thing is uh, you will be in a hurry of completing your project. You cannot learn anything at that time. Okay, so even if you have a mobile, but utilize the resource whatever you have, and can I do anything with this resource, think of, and try to utilize. Okay, but if you are having good economical condition, good economical position to purchase a laptop, immediately you purchase a laptop or desktop. This is my suggestion. Okay, is it okay? Do you have any doubts? Friends, there are a lot of things to do to settle in a good position. Okay, so you are thinking that attending to the online classes itself is a big thing you are doing. Okay, so for whose sake you are attending online classes? Is it for our sake or is it for your sake? Think of. Okay, so just attending online classes is a big deal for you. So you need to work hard and achieve your goal. Don't look at others. Okay, so others always enjoy. Please remember, others. Okay, so your fellow students always enjoy. They always enjoy, and they get a good job also. But if you think on those lines, and you will end up without job. Please remember. Okay. So there are, if you go to a shop, they'll tell you all the configurations, everything. Different companies, HP laptop is there, Acer is there. Okay. Then Lenovo is there. Different companies are available. You do market survey, visit 2-3 shops, and Dell is there. Okay. Then you will come to know look and feel. Based on your look and feel, you purchase the laptop. Okay, so some laptops of some companies, they'll have nice features. Okay, so nice top cover and everything. Okay, so some people, they require these kind of show put-ups. Some people require only the configuration, whatever may be the top cover, black or white. Okay, so they don't bother. Only thing is they bother about configuration. What is the hard disk size? What is the RAM size? All these matters with less price. What is the processor they are using? Okay, so please remember, always go for a Intel processor. Okay, right. No, so having known how to write a program and how to compile your program and execute your program. Okay, right? Then there are certain words we use in C programming, and those words are called as a keywords. Those words are called as a keywords. Okay, so that means in C language, keywords are those words with fixed meaning. Words having some fixed meaning, they are known as a keywords, and these meanings cannot be changed. That means you cannot change the meaning of these words. What does it mean? That means you cannot use words for some other purpose. That is the meaning of this. Okay, that means those words which are defined as keywords, you have to use only for that purpose. You cannot use them for some other purpose. Okay, so that is the fixed meaning. Okay, such words are called as a keywords. Example, int I have used in our previous program. I have written int space main. Okay, so that int is a keyword there. Okay, so like that we have float, if, else, while, for, break, etc., etc. Okay, so if you open any C language textbook, at the end, appendix 1, appendix 2, you will have list of these keywords, or during your first chapter only, you will find a list of keywords. Okay, and please remember, there is another rule. All keywords must be written in lowercase. This is the second rule I am telling you. Okay, all the keywords must be written in lowercase. That means in small letters only you should write int, float, if, else. Please remember, this is not English, this is programming language. First letter, capital letter you write no in English. Okay, so that habit you should not uh, follow while writing a program. Please remember. Okay, otherwise your examiner will simply scratch your paper, strike off your program. Please remember. Okay, so as we proceed, I'll tell about all those things, don't worry. Okay, but time being, you remember these things. There are some golden words that are coming out during my lecture, and you should catch those words, remember those words. Okay, so what is the second rule? All keywords must be written in a lowercase. Okay, right? So like this, int float, if else we have 32 keywords available in a C language. Okay, so as we proceed, I'll tell you this is keyword, this is keyword, this is keyword. Okay, so 32 keywords are there. By the end of this uh, course, C course, will come across all the 32 keywords. Okay, so if you keep a separate page in your notes, okay, so last page or but one page, you write keywords there. Okay, then you start writing those words. Whatever I tell you, you just go on writing into them. Whenever I said this is a keyword, immediately you have to go back to that page and write that word in that. Okay, so at the end you tell me whether you reached 30, you got 32 keywords or not. Okay, so this way you can develop that page, you can improve words in that page, keywords. Yes or no? Okay, so tomorrow we'll talk about constants. Okay, so today we'll stop here and I'll show you all the 32 keywords tomorrow if possible. Okay, or you can also who is this view lobby 5G2, don't use lowercase letters. This is the problem. You will be moving into lobby. Okay, so we'll stop here. Let me see how many students attending. 149 students. Okay, so slightly improved the number, right? So inform all your friends to attend today's mock test. Okay, so if you are available here, then only when I take attendance, if you are available, then only your attendance will be marked as present. Okay, if you leave this, then you will be marked as absent. Until I say leave, you should not leave. If you leave, then immediately when I take attendance, you will be marked as absent. You attended the whole class, but at the time of attendance you left, then you will be marked as absent. Okay, so please do inform your friends to attend the mock test without fail. Okay, so that gives practice for you for your second mid examinations. Okay, so let me take the attendance. Downloads, let me just check out. Okay, so meeting attendance now. Here I got EPS attendance now. So today is 3rd May. Okay, right. So now you can leave.